I'm going to be playing a league with Orzhov control. I think this is one of the best decks in the format because it can answer everything. Against aggro, it has a lot of removal spells into a value engine. Against control, they lose to Phyrexian Arena. And against combo decks, depends on the combo deck, but hand hate, permanent hate, and really just those two will answer most combo decks. So like, Abstruse Appropriation is hate against most combo decks, but it really just depends on the deck. But I do think it actually has a pretty good matchup into most combo decks. So I think it is pretty good into basically every deck. Although, I would say against red aggro, it's only slightly favored. I am going to try to explain my reasoning behind every play. I'm going to try to play somewhat slowly because of that. I assume my opponent is on mono-white Cloudpost. This is a really good keep as turn 2 Kaya, and ways to protect it, which doesn't really matter against this deck. It is kind of bad into a Banishing Light effect. Doesn't really matter which land I play, my opponent knows I'm on Orzhov control because of Kahira. It's fine. So if they don't have an answer, they are just going to get outvalued and lose. But they could have some kind of Banishing Light. So I play the Kaya. I'm not sure if they have an answer. They might have Council's Judgment. It's probably not a 4-of though. And that's probably their only answer. I assume they have something because since they're playing Luris, they kind of have to have an answer to every permanent type. And Council's Judgment is a decent catch-all for that. They just draw a card. So I'm going to get a lot of value out of this Kaya. I think I played Blast Zone. They have a lot of things at 2 mana value, such as the Monument to Perfection. So I might want to just put a charge counter on it right now. The alternative is Shambling Vent. I probably don't want to kill a creature, so I want to get this down. I think I play the Blast Zone because I really want it to be on 2 charge counters. Because they don't really play ones, and they play a lot of Maze My Tome, Monument to Perfection. But I don't really want to get rid of a land for that. So Kaya is definitely not as impactful as it normally would be because of the tome. What are they copying here? This could be a Blast Zone. That wouldn't really do much against me. It would cost a lot of mana, but they're playing Cloudpost, so it wouldn't be that difficult. But it starts at 3, I think, with Phyrexian Arena, and then there's Kaya at 4. Those are really the only 2 they could hit, and they could hit 6. They could hit Elspeth at 6. I don't think they have any way of interacting with Kaya while she's exiled. So I think I play the Vent here. I don't think I ever really want to activate the Blast Zone. Although they could play a Monument to Perfection. I'm not sure if they really have creatures. I know they have Decree of Justice as a win con. And I don't really have an answer to that, other than try to like vindicate their Cloudposts, or like remove the Monument, try to kill them before then. Though it takes me a long time to win the game. I think it's mostly just Elspeth. No reason to play any of this. And X=2 is probably the best, though I don't really know what they have. I mean, it's never gonna hit more than that because they have Luris, except Luris itself. I am just going to play the Firina. I have another Maze Mine Tome. So Kaya is mostly just drawing cards. I do have to spend mana every turn just to remain even though, and they have missed a land drop. Okay, so they're going to kill the Kaya. That did have the Council's Judgment, as I expected. It could actually be a 4 of. I wonder if I ever just Blast Zone, like right now. Probably not. They're probably holding a monument or something. Do I ever... I don't really have creatures. So I might just attack with Vent. It's probably better to play Kahira though. I think I will do that. Because I don't really think any of my other cards do anything, except attacking with Vent, which is better now that I have Kahira. I don't really care about having Blast Zone up. This does seem like a bad matchup because I don't really have interaction for Cloudposts into the Decree of Justice. Cloudpost in general is just a bad matchup for decks like this, or control decks in general. I could potentially Lost Legacy Decree of Justice if it's their only mana sink, but I'm not sure if it is. I should have tapped that. It doesn't matter though. I actually should have attacked with the Vent first. That was a misplay for sure. Maybe not, because they could have Condemn, and I wouldn't be able to play Kaya if they did. So actually I think that was correct, to not do it. I will duress because I'm not going to play Kaya's Kyle most likely. Laris is not in hand yet. I imagine they have a 2 mana card, or multiple. Yeah, they have 2 of them. So... I'm not sure what I get rid of here. These are all really good cards for them. So if I hit Monument... So Monument is only ever going to get 1 Cloudpost. But maybe I should stop that. Maze Mine Tome prevents them from offsetting the Kaya. I don't like hitting either Decree or Secure because they just have the other one. Which one is better for keeping them off Cloudposts in the long game, is the real question. Monument finds like 1 Cloudpost. Maze Mine Tome draws more cards, which lets them ignore Kaya more often. And also draws them into Cloudposts, potentially. I think I hit Maze Mine Tome because I can't really Blast Zone it as well. Actually, no, it's the same. Kind of. I think it's Monument, actually. Then just attack. I am going to be dealing 6 a turn, so I have a decent clock. I don't have anything to do if they Decree for 2, but that's fine for me, I think. I guess it's not very good for me because they still have Secure the Wastes. And they're cantripping, well, though they are not able to Maze Mine Tome if they do that, so... Also, I tapped horribly. I can't Condemn, not that it matters. Though actually, they could just kill Kaya with Secure the Wastes. Yeah, that was a big misplay. I wonder if they'll actually do it. Yeah, that was terrible tapping. They might just play Decree, though. No, they're actually gonna kill Kaya, I think. Yeah, I definitely needed to tap better than that. I could have Contemned 1 or 2 of them. Probably 1, just to keep Kaya alive. play Maze My Tome, I will just Blast Zone, I think. I do have to be wary of Blast Zone on 3. But that is a decent mana commitment. So they have Decree and another card. Lyris is still in the sideboard. I actually should have attacked with Shambling Vent. I don't know what I'm doing. They draw now and lose their tomes. I definitely should have attacked. Now I'm probably just playing Kaya's Guile. If they attack, I probably activate Vent. So I really don't have to fear Decree until they actually get to like 15 mana. Because if they ever try to make Angels, I just play Wrath. And they're probably not going to do that. So I make them sacrifice so that when I attack with the Kahira, I can use another Kaya's Guile to keep it alive. Which is maybe not that important when I don't want them to hit the Firina with the Blast Zone. But I do need to get somewhat aggressive because I don't have the inevitability. They're actually using Decree here, interesting. This could mean that they have another Decree, or they just expect it, or they expect to draw another Decree before they draw a Cloudpost. This also means that they actually plan on blocking things here, specifically the Vent, which is kind of interesting. I do play the Kaya's Guile, I think. If they don't block here, that is really bad for them. They actually kind of just lose to Kaya's Guile here because they just have to let the Vent live. They'd much rather let the... Yeah, this was a big misplay by them. They really needed to block with that. There was really no downside. But now they have to let the Vent live when they could have let the Kahira live. I should tap the Vent anyway. Not that it really matters. But now I can... Actually, no. Now I... What am I doing? They just sacrificed that. Yeah, that doesn't work. So all of these die. And I play Firina while tapping correctly. I don't condemn this. I don't think. I don't know what I actually would want to condemn. When they have Lyris up, I do want to hold up Kaya's Guile to exile the graveyard, and then play Wrath, probably. I could condemn this, but I don't think I will. Though it's possible that there's nothing better. So I really just want to draw Elspeth or Kaya or something. But instead I will draw nothing. So I just discard. So they can put 2 counters on it? Or just 1 right now? Okay, just 1. If I draw a Vindicate, I could actually stop this. There's a good chance they try to play Lyris this turn. I don't really want a Kaya's Guile before that. But I'm not actually sure how they could get a Maze My Tome or similar into the yard. They're copying Blast Zone. Okay, they still have not drawn a Cloudpost. I will just use this now. They're potentially going to be able to get Luris value now. That's fine. Okay, this is good. Let's see what they have. If they have Decree, they probably use it now, and then I play Wrath. Well, they're only making 5 things, so I don't have to Wrath. I probably should, though. Their board is bigger than mine, and I have infinite Wraths pretty much. Cats, okay, yeah, I definitely have to Wrath. It's very good that I made them use that at sorcery speed. Yeah, that was a really good binding negotiation. They should not have played that. They probably should have expected me to have a Wrath. But yeah, they definitely should not have played that, because now they lose both instead of just one. And they got rid of the one that doesn't draw a card too. So they have Wrath. And 2 mystery cards. And probably Luris. But Luris does nothing. And I don't know how it could do something, unless I actually interact with one of their artifacts. Okay, there's an Elspeth. So this can get 3 counters, so it can't kill Elspeth next turn. I can Drit to activate the Henge, which I will do on their end step. And if they go for the Elspeth, then they leave the Firenas alive longer. The last one is actually really annoying, because it kind of stops all my win cons, and it's hard to interact with. Because like, if they just wait for the next Elspeth, they can just kill the Elspeth now, and then wait for the next Elspeth to kill that. And I don't really have a way of winning outside of those. This deck definitely does need more win cons, but I'm not really sure how. There's the 7 mana Kaya, I guess. That's a pretty bad main deck card though. Interesting. So they're gonna kill the Firina now, and then they're gonna try to kill the Elspeth the turn after, probably. I don't know if they can do that though. I think they can if they draw land, if they do nothing else. So I do have basically no cards in hand that do anything, other than whatever the Henge gets, because they're just going to kill the Firinas. I still have Elspeth for now, and they are not going to bump the Blast Zone. They could have Council's Judgment. So how many Kayas do I have left? 2, I think? Yes, and I have 2 Elspeths as well. Okay, so they do kill that. I have 4 Walkers left, and I have Monumental Henge to try to find one of them. They still do not have Luris in hand, and they still have no permanent for it. So I'll try to hit a Walker here. There's an Elspeth. They have a Wrath in hand. They didn't look at my hand. So I can still activate Henge now. And I will just uptick this until I get to the -7. They can put 3 counters on this, but I'm gonna have 9 1/1s, and they can just Wrath that, but they're gonna go to 7. which probably doesn't matter. They have life gain, so that is really annoying. I do need to find an answer for that. I have Vindicate, 2 Abstruse Appropriations. I think that's it for the main deck. And I haven't drawn any of those 3. I don't know if I saw... I don't remember what else was under the henge. I didn't look, probably should have. But I actually can time when I'm drawing the things under the henge. What does this mean? It could mean they have another Wrath. But they aren't killing Elspeth for a while right now. It is going to be a lot of value for them, the Dawn of Hope. I think I just play the Kaya here. I don't need a backup Elspeth, I think. So I don't know either card in hand. Still don't have Lyris in hand. Okay. I don't know what that is, I think. I should have activated the henge first. Probably. That's not how I should be tapping. There's Kaya. So I have nothing really. Condemn doesn't even stop them from getting life. So Lyris still does nothing, and Vindicating the Dawn of Hope doesn't really do anything unless I draw Kaya's Guile as well. So I want Abstruse Appropriation. That also gives me a Dawn of Hope, which is actually really good for me. So, okay, that's amazing. -2. They still have not put Lyris in hand. I don't know if they forgot about it or they just want a Dawn of Hope. They discard a Wrath. I will attack first. I will probably, before damage, I will cast the Appropriation. So they can't draw cards. Which they probably expect to do. And I'll probably just not cast Meletis because they actually didn't use it. Interesting. I thought they would have drawn cards with it. I will cast this now because I want to play it. They're a Dawn of Hope. So they're just going to activate it a few times, I think. So they actually, I think the entire reason they aren't just a Zerda deck is Vesuva. Which is kind of unfortunate for this deck because Zerda is actually really good with cards like this. But they just can't because Vesuva is necessary for Cloudposts. So I probably just -7. I do have another Elspeth in the deck. Okay. That's annoying. So they have 11 mana. I tap Blast Zone, interesting. Not sure why they didn't ever kill the Elspeth. I will just triple block. I maybe should condemn. I won't. Doesn't affect the amounts for Dawn of Hope or Monumental Henge, so maybe I should have. I can't gain life for Dawn of Hope, but I don't really want to draw cards anyway. I could actually -1 with Kaya just so I can play the other one. But that's probably not good when I actually want to be using my mana. I don't think I can find anything. So I'll just Dawn of Hope. So my creatures are going to be unblockable. Though I really need to find another Elspeth because they're probably going to have a Wrath at some point. Though I actually have Dawn of Hope, so it doesn't really matter. My creatures are just not going to be blocked by theirs. And they block favorably. So I actually really like this. Contempt, that's fine, I won't draw. See, I think I just win the creature war. Because of the emblem. So I have 2 extra mana, which could be life gain. I mean draw, because of life gain. I don't think Melitist is ever relevant, so... I will just... actually, I might activate Henge. And then I would only have 1 mana up. If they attack, I will just block it. I don't know, actually. So I can make 3 tokens. Okay, so I actually have... Even if I Wrath, I still have lethal right now. Because they're going to 9, and I have 6 damage from 2 tokens, and then 4 damage from both of the Kayas. So this is lethal, even if they Wrath. How do I use this? So I can either Dawn of Hope twice or Monumental Henge once. I think I do draw, because I don't want to use the Henge, and I can still double Dawn of Hope with this. So they need to Wrath and then have Condemn or something. Or some kind of life gain. They concede, so they just didn't have a Wrath. Yeah, Elspeth Emblem actually won me that creature war, even though they potentially had a White Sun Zenith or something. Heliod's is amazing. I do kind of fear Lyris still. Like, Lyris actually really helps them get their artifacts through my Artifact 8. Lost Legacy is interesting. I actually might play it because removal is so bad. Kaya's Guile is decent as Graveyard Hate against Lyris. Like, it turns off the ability, which is kind of like another disenchant. Chant is an answer to a large Secure the Wastes or similar, because I can use it and then Wrath, but it's probably bad. Pithing Needle hits Dawn of Hope, and hits Monument and Maze Mine Tome as well. It does get hit by Blast Zone, though, is the main issue. Though I think it's fine. Could get rid of Hagra Mauling. Probably get rid of a Wrath. Do I want to get rid of a land? I think that's fine. Maybe I just don't want Kaya's Guile, it's too niche. So I can bring in nothing really. I think this is just fine. Could be able to have some Wraths because they're probably not going to actually cast a Decree the Justice for X equals 20. So Wraths actually kind of hit like an X equals 10 Decree of Justice. Okay, I have turn 4 Kaya, Profane Tutor for a disenchant, like Abstruse Appropriation or Duress. I should probably have the... If I'm going to play Profane Tutor, I should probably play like the 6 mana exile target player's hand and graveyard. Or just something else for the greed piles. As a sideboard probably, but Profane Tutor is a one-of. So maybe I should just not play it or play more copies and then build a sideboard for it if I'm going to play it. Okay, I'm not actually sure what I'm naming the Lost Legacy. I can't name the Maze Mine Tome or other thing. I can name a Council's Judgment. That might be good. I actually don't want to suspend Profane Tutor. Kind of. It doesn't really matter that it's coming down on turn 4 if I'm just playing a Kaya on turn 4 anyway, so... this is a problem. I can't stop that currently. This cannot name lands like Unmoored Ego. One more Deco would actually be so good here. Name their Cloudpost. Okay, so I can suspend Profane Tutor or play Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy hits the Decree of Justice equivalents, and that's about it, I think. There's really no reason to do that now, so I will just Profane Tutor. I might Abstruse instead of Kaya. Probably won't, though. I guess, because like there is a pretty big difference between 2 Cloudposts and 4. And I really want to make sure that they have as few as possible for their decrees and similar. But I would love to get Kaya down early. I think I do need to do this. So if they have another one, it does nothing. I guess I'll just Kaya. So next turn I'm getting Profane Tutor, which could get me Duress. And then I can Lost Legacy after seeing what they have. Are they actually getting something to discard? They are. Interesting. So they're not getting a Cloudpost. What does that mean? Okay, Dark Ritual means I have 7 mana. So I could get Big Kaya, which doesn't actually do anything against them, I think. Like, it's a clock, but it doesn't actually do much. It doesn't even get around the removal. Still gets it by Council's Judgment, and it doesn't really do anything. So I can go Dark Ritual, Kaya, Lost Legacy. What am I finding with Profane Tutor? They have Orbs Chant. That's actually really annoying here because I really wanted to play a Kaya or something. Yeah, that was actually so brutal. I should have played Upkeep Abstruse on the Monument. I guess I'm just not doing that now. Do I hold it up anyway? I might want to exile a Dawn of Hope. Or a Luris. I guess that's actually more important than Training 2, because that's not very relevant. They could actually time out. This is game 2 and I'm up. Okay, I just want to hit that, I think. And then go Duress, Lost Legacy, try to get all of their Decree of Justice equivalents out of their hand. So I lead with Duress. Fated Retribution kills Planeswalkers. Okay. No, their other cards do nothing, so they actually have nothing going on. What does that mean I want to do? I think I play the Elspeth. The cards do nothing. So Kai is not that relevant. I would like the value. I think Elspeth is more important to get down early though. I don't think it really matters when I Lost Legacy that much. Like, they have one draw to try to find a Decree of Justice. So they currently have 12, 15 mana. So if they have the cat card, they actually just win, I think. Wow. Okay, that's a really good draw. It's not as good as the cat card, though. So they have Cloudpost, Day of Judgment, Monument. So I go Kaya. Like, it's always better to go Kaya before Lost Legacy. Like, they could top deck it, but I can't play around that when I could play Kaya first. And I'm not even sure what I name. It's probably Decree because that's definitely a 4 of. I'm not sure about White Sun Zenith or the other one. I assume those are not 4 ofs. So I know they have nothing important. The Wrath is actually kind of decent here. For getting rid of my clock. I do want to play Kahira sometime to try to get the vents. I mean, it's 4 extra damage. They drew that off the top. They probably shouldn't have revealed that. Also, I don't know if they just forgot about Lyris. Heliod's is bad here. Do I upkeep Scry? I have 6 mana, I'm going to play 5 mana of things. I don't think I do. Okay, yeah, that's why. So now I can go draw, Binding Negotiation, Lost Legacy. Do I actually take their Wrath? Wait, they had Vesuva? How? Wait, they had Wrath plus... Oh, they discarded the Monument. Okay, so they still have the Wrath in hand. Okay. I guess I'll draw first. I think I do want to Lost Legacy. Maybe Firina is more important, though. Actually, I can Firina here because if they draw a Decree or similar, and I play Negotiation, then they're gonna be forced to play it, which means I can actually play Wrath. So this actually protects me from a instant speed token maker. If it's Dawn of Hope, that's a pretty big problem, though. I don't know how many mana sinks like that they have. It's gotta be at least 10, right? Because they have 4 different ones, and I assume Decree is a 4 of. So they're finding a Cloudpost. Or Plains. Actually, Dawn of Hope only makes 2 things. They don't have enough white mana. Lyris doesn't actually matter. I can get back a Monument, but that doesn't do anything really. I mean, it lets them hold cards to play around Kaya. Kind of makes the discard irrelevant. I mean, it kind of already was, but I actually don't really want to remove this. It's actually annoying as a creature. I do need to do this. See if they have Decree, though they would have held up stuff. Vindicate. If I use this? Or do I just Lost Legacy? They are out of Cloudpost. So I hit Decree because that's probably a 4 of. And that does just win. It's a 2 of. They have 1 Secure the Wastes, 2 White Sun Zenith, 3 Dawn of Hope. I should have hit that. It doesn't actually do that much though. So they have 5 token makers, and then 3 Dawn of Hope. They have Boombox as well. That'd be pretty good for them here. So it lets them play a Maze Mind Tome. They have 2 of these Fated Retributions. Celestial Purges. They have some Maze Mind Tomes to draw. Okay, really what I'm afraid of is just these 6 cards now. Mostly these 3. Because Dawn of Hope is actually not that scary. Luris is annoying because it can't attack now. They are thinning the deck on upkeep. Did they draw a card? Boombox, that actually lets them draw cards. So now they can kill the Maze Mind Tome and replay it with Luris. Yeah, I really needed to kill the Luris. They can also kill a Vent. Or the Henge. They could replay the Boombox. They probably should draw cards though. That's so much more important for them. Because if they just find like a token maker, they just win the game. They found another Maze Mine. That could be a problem. So I'm probably playing Wrath. They're just going to time out, I think. Do I duress here? I don't think I'm dead here if they... I need to Wrath. I don't think I'm dead here if they have the... if they have a token maker. Though I think I am if it's the 2/2 thing. So wait. I'm going to Vindicate a Maze Mind Tome. Actually, I don't have a Wrath, so I don't know. They do not win the game on my end step. So I'm gonna lead with Duress. Okay, they have Dawn of Hope. It doesn't actually make that many creatures though, because of they only have 5 planes. So they're going to play planes every turn. So I lead with Duress. Heliod's. That's a bit late. 6 planes. Okay. Do I want to -2? So I'm going to go Heliod's on these 2. And I have 4 mana up. Which is not enough for anything. But I can let Vent. So... do I ever care about Monument? Like, the thing actually matters for them is the thing. But I can't do anything else. So if I hold up Vent, then I can -1. I think I just 0. And Heliod's everything. So they make 2 1/1s with lifelink. I need to keep track of this. Their hand is 6 planes. So they have 1 mystery card. That is hopefully a planes. Kaya. So if they have a token maker, I am just dead. I will just play an Elspeth. And if they have a token maker, I lose. If they don't, I probably win. They still have time to draw it though. Okay, they don't have it yet. They have they have one more planes. They only have one mystery card. So they are not going to draw off this. So they make some tokens. They have one mystery card. But I'm gonna have more tokens. Well, not yet. I think I am going to -2 the Kaya and play another one. Maybe not. I am going to play this for sure. It's +2, right? Nothing else does anything. So they can do 2 damage to something. 1 damage, actually. I'm gonna -1. And hold up vent. They are just going to time out. So it doesn't actually matter if I win this. I just need to actually play faster than them. Or not play that much slower than them. The only thing I can lose to is a token maker. But I am going to lose if... Okay, they definitely did not mean to F6, but... So they have Monument and 2 planes. So I can discard all 3. Not that it really matters. I can name the Dawn of Hope with this. So there are 3 cards in their deck that win them the game. Which don't actually win through a Wrath. I will just dread out this Farina, because my life total is not currently in danger, and I really just want to find a Wrath, and maybe a way to, like, close out the game faster. So they are probably just dead. Okay, I actually managed to 2-0 this deck. I wasn't really expecting that. Because they kind of just win when they play one of their big X spells. But you can kind of just maneuver around them, kind of. And you really just have to hope that they don't draw their spells at the right times when they have a bunch of Cloudposts in play. But I do like how you can duress with the Wrath in hand to play around it. What is this? Fated Retribution, okay. That is a problem. So they're gonna scry 2. I am going to exile... I should use this first. Probably Elspeth. Could be Kaya. No. It wins too slowly. To put it one on top, if that's a token maker, that could be a problem. I guess I should have kept Kaya for the burn. I actually could just lose to a token maker now. Kaya would have been so much better into that. mean, it's a 3 of and they drew most of their deck. They could still have... Well, they knew what they were drawing, so... They could definitely... Okay, so I actually don't lose now, if they have it. And I have multiple turns to beat it. And they were F6'd. They were definitely tilted after that, but it wasn't going to matter since I drew the Wrath. Yeah, that's not a matchup I expect to win, but like this deck does have tools to beat everything, as you can see here. With discard, with Wraths, with the Planeswalker value. It has tools to beat everything, even decks like that. Alright, round 2. With Orzhov control, I don't know what my opponent is on. Looks like they do not have a companion. Actually, they were revealing a companion. This is an interesting hand. If it draws a filter, it's a turn 2 Elspeth. Okay, so this is a bad hand. It's too risky. Because if it doesn't draw land, it just loses. Or Firina. And it can't even play the Elspeth until it draws 2 lands, unless it actually draws a filter. But this is a fun hand, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, it's on the play. I thought it was on the draw. So this is actually such a gamble. Alright, filter land for turn 2 Elspeth. They're on white post, so turn 2 Elspeth is actually really good against them. Obviously I should not have actually kept this hand. And I might lose this match because of it. Because actually, as I showed last match, you can time them out. They're just going to draw all the Cloudposts. I just need a land. If I had Obnixilis, I could have played that on turn 2. And the -8 actually kind of wins, maybe. It might not even win though it does draw me into, and I mean I still would have had a Drit, so I could have played the Kaya after drawing myself into a land with Obnixilis, so it actually would have been pretty helpful. So I could play a Maze Mind Tome after this, or something. Dawn of Hope. This is not how I wanted it to go. Yeah, as I said, this was a bad keep. But I could have had a turn to Elspeth, which would have just won. It actually would have been turn 2 Elspeth plus Thoughtseize. To take any potential Council's Judgment. It's a bit late for Kaya. And they have a boombox now. So I'm gonna need a filter or something. And yeah, it's just too late for Kaya. And this deck has way too many ways to put cards in hand to discard. Swamp is not the land I wanted to draw. Vindicating one of these won't even do anything because they just have Lurrus. They can actually just lock me out with Stone Rains. They just go... I mean, if they played Plains, could they have played Lurrus? I don't think so. Well, they... Actually... Because that would have been... No, they would have been 1 mana short of playing Lyris. And they wouldn't have been able to put Boombox in play anyway. But they could put Lyris in hand, Boombox a land, make a 1/1. They did not put Lyris in hand. It's probably just a misplay. Filter land could actually win me the game still. It's not a filter. If they're gonna forget about Lyris, I guess I can just do this, actually. I could have potentially vindicated something, like a Plains, I don't know. It really doesn't do anything for that long. So, they don't have white sources, but it's pretty easy for them to get white sources. So I kind of have to take this, even though... So if I take Councils, they use 1 on the Kaya, I play Elspeth and then draw a Duress to force the White Suns out, and then I play a Wrath. If I take White Suns, they Councils. Yeah, I think this is more likely to win. So they're just going to Councils and put Lyris in hand, I think. Or just forget about Lyris again. I mean, I think they should just lock me out with Lyris Boombox. They can afford to do it right now. Wait, did I not play a land last turn? Oh, I did. I just lost my Shambling Vent to Boombox. So they probably should just play Lyris, but they're going to just cast an X spell. That is not correct, but it's not going to punish them. I mean, they still have the White Suns, so it doesn't really matter. But I could go Druid Wrath, so it definitely isn't correct to do this, when they could have found... Well, they actually can't find Vesuva, but they should have done it on end step. But I don't have a white source, so I'm just dead. If I had a white source, I could actually just play Elspeth Duress, which would actually potentially be game winning. If this was a white source, I actually might have won this game. Because Elspeth plus Duress take... Well, they still have... Well, I take the Council's Judgment. And... So I wrath the board with Elspeth. I take Council's Judgment. They still have... I mean, no, they have White Suns. So I need to duress the White Suns, and then I Council's Judgment Elspeth, and I still have Kaya. And I need to... And I can vindicate this, but they still have Lyris, so I don't know. Hope they forget about it. Lost Legacy is not great. Dawn of Hope is the best target, and that's kind of hard to hit, but Needle is actually good against Dawn of Hope. And quite a lot of things, actually. Wraths, well, if they're going to be doing stuff like Decree of Justice for sorcery speed, then Wrath might actually be good. Condemn is always bad. Mauling is probably worse than Birth. Maybe not, actually. I could cut both. I actually don't really like lands, because I'm just going to be drawing a lot into the late game. And I actually have quite a lot of relevant spells. I think this is the same as I cited before, but I kept in... But I took out something. What did I take out? A Wrath for a land. probably actually do that again. It's fine. Wraths aren't great, but I do need a Wrath if I'm going to beat a token maker with Duress. This is fine. I would love a Druid. I would love any kind of Duress. So Kaya is just not very impactful, even on an empty board. This is probably like the worst matchup for her outside of Dex Digest Killer. So I hit Dawn of Hope or the Cat Maker. I feel like it's not Dawn of Hope. I'm gonna hit White Suns, I think. So they have nothing too relevant in hand. They can answer several walkers. I don't know why they have Condemn in. So they have 2 Decree. This is the same list, I think. 2 Decree, 2 White Suns, 1 Secure the Waste, 3 Dawn of Hope. Same as last time. So they have 3, maybe 6 more relevant things. And they do have 2 Boomboxes, which could potentially do stuff with Luris. So they don't actually have an artifact, which means they can't really offset the Kaya value. Wow, they drew it. Yeah, that's really bad for me. They just drew the card advantage. That's actually just the best card in their deck, I think. Maybe it's worse than Monument. But they actually have nothing to do with Monument yet. So it's actually probably better. I'd probably just play the other Kaya. Do they actually have this Plains? I don't think they do. I don't think they have this Plains, but... So they... probably go Council's Maze Mind? I guess not. They just don't use Maze Mind. It's probably wrong, but I guess they didn't have a Plains. Yeah, because they just have these 2. Do I name Maze Mind at this point? No, I just play Elspeth, of course. Do I ever name something now, or do I wait? Because I'm never naming Tome here. Maybe? I mean, it does turn off the next 3, so... that's probably better to hit Dawn. Or just wait, because Dawn isn't that impactful if it only survives 1 turn. So they have Condemn. Wait, no, they don't have Condemn. So I played Legacy before Kaya. So maybe they actually did have the Plains. Or did they discard it? So I don't know what they have. They put Luris in hand, which doesn't do anything yet. I'm going to attack, potentially with both. Yeah, no reason not to, I think. Do I Needle? I think I Needle Dawn of Hope. Could just be the Maze Mind Tome, but... they just concede? Okay. It's a strange concede when they could draw an answer to Elspeth and then an answer to the board. but it would have needed several pretty good draws. I'll run this back. I'm on the draw, so lands are less important. Lost Legacy is bad here, but I don't really have anything else to do. And it's actually kind of good, because I'm taking out about 40% of their win cons. I'm not counting Dawn of Hope, because I have answers to that. I would keep this if I had a black source, instead of this Blast Zone. Because it has so many relevant cards. It's just, I can't expect to draw black source. Sand is good, I guess. Okay, that's a good draw. I'm not sure if I actually want to play that. Okay, that's terrible. What do I even take here? No, none of these cards do anything. I don't know why they kept this. Just because it has Cloudpost. Could be Wrath. So if I hit Wrath, then my Elspeth board is safe. I don't know, I'll hit Chant. I don't know, none of those really do anything. So they play Vesuva here, probably. And then next turn they put Lures in hand. I don't know. Chant is kind of annoying if I draw a Profane Tutor or a Drit. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. They draw a Monument. That doesn't really matter. I will Drit out the Firina, though I would much rather have had that on turn 1. That would have been a free card. And it actually would have been better to duress later. Actually, it would have been the same, because they played the thing they drew. Okay, they top-decked a Maze Mind Tome after top-decking Monument. Okay. I would love a Blast Zone. So, I know they have these 3. Yeah. That is a completely random Orm's Chant. Like, I guess they'd rather Maze Mind Tome than Monument. So it's open mana, and they're probably going to be using it. Probably not, though, because they have a bunch of Cloudpost mana. But on turn 3, what are they actually stopping? Lost Legacy? That doesn't really matter. I mean, there's really nothing on turn 3 other than a second Firina. Because, like, duresses don't really matter. It's always Elspeth, right? Like, they could definitely have an answer, but does duress? Like, duress doesn't make it more likely, or it doesn't make it less likely for them to have an answer, is the thing. So I will just Drit the Elspeth. Next turn I will go Duress, Lost Legacy. Or I'll probably lead with Negotiation. So I'm just hoping they don't draw an answer to Elspeth. A Token Maker might be a problem. They could have 12 mana. So that could be 12 1/1s. Which would kill Elspeth. And kind of just win. Unless I drew a Wrath. But they might not be able to play it if they only have 1 white. If it's the cat thing. Dawn of Hope does nothing here. They play a Plains, so I only know about Wrath. So is this Secure the Waste main phase? Okay. That is not a good play. Because I just use the -3. Like, it stops me from using the ultimate, but it doesn't actually gain them value. I could Wrath, actually. This kind of implies that they don't have an answer. I'm just gonna look, though. I have to play Duress. Oh, they actually put Laris in hand. I didn't see that. I hit Purge, right? I actually want to play Wrath now, but... So they have... this hand. Scrying is strange there. I guess the scry is kind of value, because they're likely to miss. And if they miss, it's essentially like drawing nothing. So I am going... So the thing is, that was a bad time to scry because it doesn't actually matter what they did with it. Dawn of Hope does nothing here. White Sun Zenith is probably the worst thing for me to see, and they've already used a decree, so I will hit White Suns. I already know their hand. It's the same as last time. They have 1 Secure the Wastes, 1 more Decree, 3 Dawn of Hope. They have like Faded Retribution. Actually, they sided them out. Interesting. Or they didn't side them in? I think I saw them last game. I don't know. They have 4 Council's Judgment, 2 more Celestial Purge. Okay. So, 1 Decree, 1 Secure the Wastes. Which isn't enough for lethal yet. And I also have Thoughtseize plus Wrath. Dawn of Hope, that's fine. That is a little annoying, because it draws cards, unless I find an answer. So I know their hand. I actually can't really answer the Dawn of Hope. Well, I could actually just Thoughtseize the Luris. I'm not going to do that unless I actually have an answer, though. So they're going to get value off this regardless. Now, this is actually so much card draw for them. This Dawn of Hope. I'm just going to put Kahira in hand. So they're going to get the lifelink trigger regardless. So I should attack. And they're going to draw an extra card of this Maze Mind Tome. Wait. Yeah. I mean, it would cost them mana. I don't think that really ever matters, because they don't even have the Maze Mind Tome anymore. Appropriation would be the best. I really just want to get to the ult on the Elspeth. Or I actually could just kill them with 1/1s, but it's gonna take a while. I probably just have to play Binding Negotiation next turn. Unless they play Council's Judgment. I probably won't if they do. Actually, all of the token makers can be played off 1 white. That's a good judgment. No, that's a Wrath. Okay. Another tome. Annoying. I don't think I Thoughtseize, because I would rather save it to actually answer a potential Secure the Waste or Decree. Because right now it's not even close to lethal. This Dawn of Hope is really annoying though. They can only make 1 thing right now. I should maybe not play the Kahira, because it's probably just gonna get swept up. And it might actually matter later, when I lose Elspeth or something, but I'm probably not gonna lose Elspeth since I have another one. So I'm just hoping that, I do hope that if they draw a decree, they actually play it for Angels, and they have done that several times this match. So it's probably likely that I do play it for Angels, even though they might have lethal if they just make 1/1s. Which is definitely a misplay. And I am seeing they are kind of low on time considering how fast game 1 was. So I could definitely time them out in game 3 after winning this game. But I do need to win this game, which is not a given. If I actually made game 1 a real game, then I probably could have timed them out in game 2. So that's a pretty big reason to not take a risk in game 1. Though I didn't actually know that they were on this deck. Kaya is okay. It just draws cards, I think. So I'm just going to play Kaya here. They have nothing. Okay. Hitting Dolores is not that bad. Donophobe is gonna draw quite a few cards, which is really annoying. Because now I can't be a token maker. Though I could before. I probably shouldn't have actually used the Thoughtseize because they weren't able to make that many tokens this turn. They actually have 2 copies of it though, so it's actually fairly unlikely that they draw it. Try either. And if they draw one of them, they might just cast it for Angels, so maybe it's a one of, essentially. But if they have Secure the Waste, they do just win. The only thing that would stop it is a Thoughtseize. Can they actually make 2? Okay, since they drew cards, they can only make 1, 1, 1. That's probably a misplay. Wait, they can't make any if they use that. Okay, they realized. So I can't be to Secure the Wastes unless I draw Thoughtseize. So I am drawing 4 cards. 6 if I draw Kaya, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't think. It might actually be the best mode. Or I could steal a Donophobe temporarily. Well, permanently steal it, but it just dies at some point. They kill Kaya, that's fine. It wasn't doing that much. I mean, it was really just drawing cards, since they could just discard planes to it. They don't attack, interesting. That was 2 cards. They actually just lost 2 cards because of that. Heliod's is so good here. I have no idea what they have. I assume they have at least 1 land still. This 4 targets? Okay. Do I need to hit all of these? I mean, if I didn't hit 2, but I'm not gonna do that. Oh, actually no. I had nothing else to do. So, if they have Secure the Wastes, this is not lethal if I hold back. Okay, they don't have it. So I am allowed to attack. Heliod's was so good here. It is a 3 of, right? I'm pretty sure. So let's still have a 2 of that wins the game on the spot. And I have 4 duress, 2 negotiation. I've drawn 3 so far. So I have 3 more still. So pretty reasonable chance to draw one. And I am just dead, no matter what, right? If it's a decree, then I have 29 mana. So it is kind of possible to survive it. But not really. Because I don't have that much life. I could put like 10 creatures in play. A little more. Block with some Shambling Fence. It's never enough life though. I assume if they're doing that, they don't want to secure the waste. But they actually have the same much mana as they had before. I think. So this turns off Dawn of Hope. Okay, so I actually could survive if I just played Heliod's, I think. Did I actually miss land drop? I think I did. So if I gain 10 life, I'm at 19. So I'm at 27 life. And they have 28 mana. If they don't have Wrath, they're just dead next turn. So maybe I do just hold. I am dead to secure the wastes exactly, I think. More than exactly, because I have Fieriness. But I... Actually, since I have Firina... No, because I can attack with Vents. So I actually beat Decree. Which I think means I actually do want to hold back. They have nothing, okay. I think I do just win. But if I have Wrath into Decree, then they could just win. Well, yeah, they have to actually play a Wrath here, or they are just dead. Do the -7. Or they could play Council's Judgment, and then stall. Yeah, maybe Council's Judgment was the reason to just attack. So they have... They copied a Vent. I don't know why. Okay, I actually won. Despite throwing away the game 1. Interesting. So it's actually kind of a competitive matchup. Alright, it's round 3. I'm currently 2-0. I faced Mono White Cloudpost control twice. I don't know what this is. This keep really depends on what my opponent is on. I think it's generally bad. Sand is clunky. I'll throw back Caves of Koilos. Because this mana is perfect already. Okay, it's probably mono black control, so the first hand was actually fine. I don't know how many answers the walkers it has. Fiorina is probably good though in the matchup. My opponent is probably also on Fiorina. Okay, there's a Kaya. We'll see if they have Planeswalker hate. Kaya's Kyle is probably pretty dead. I will contest my Kaya, kind of. Raven's Crime is getting pretty bad now. Because I'm just going to have more resources after using Kaya. This is probably just an answer to the walker. I wonder if they have any kind of enchantment hate. I guess Invoke Despair is enchantment hate. What else does it do? Is it walkers? Creature playing... It's creature enchantment walker, I think. So that actually kind of just wins them the game. Creature enchantment walker. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, they actually have enchantment hate in black. That's like one of the only cards in the format that does that. So yeah, they actually answer Firina. These Drits are not helping. I guess it's Kahira, because none of these other cards are relevant. I could Vindicate the Vault. Might be good. Stops them from playing another Invoke. Stops them from getting to Grave Titan mana. If they have Firina, I really need to Vindicate that, though. My deck should be greedier, and therefore should win the mirror. But I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. Blast Zone, okay. Could hit that with Vindicate. I think I condemn this. I don't know how many creatures they have, but probably not very many. I know they do have Grave Titan, I think. Or they used to. I will Duress. Grave Titan Blast Zone. So I could Vindicate the Blast Zone. It is probably better to Vindicate the Titan. So we're kind of even on value. They are actually going to connive. No, because the Titan will use all their mana. But I can't just use Vent to block their zombies, I think. They don't have Death Touch, right? Do they? No. Okay, so their card is a mystery. I'm going to Vindicate the Titan. And I can Drit the Shambling Vent out. It's probably a bad play. I could also hold up Drit plus Vent with Caves of Koilos. Well, I'm never attacking with the Vent. I mean, I guess I'm always holding it up to block, because there's no downside. I never attack. Actually, I always attack. So they can't really connive anymore. I actually think I do, like if they attack I obviously do block with the Vent. And they, I wonder if they actually play around it. Probably not. I wonder if they have like Bitter Blossom. They should have Firina if they're playing Mono Black Control. It's kind of the only way to generate value. Otherwise you're just a Mono Black mid-range deck without the ability, and like you're just worse against everything. Worse against combo because you don't threaten them. Worse against aggro because you don't stonewall them. Probably worse against control because you don't have like Demigod or whatever. So that's probably not the thing you'd want. But this probably loses to Azorius control unless it has Firina. Because they just counter the Invoke and Grave Titan if your only payoffs are expensive. Wow. They actually have removal that lets them connive. I would love to draw a Kaya here. So Invoke would be a burn spell here for 6 damage. I forgot about that. I should have played that. Yep. What is this? It's not Invoke. Is that actually Invoke? Probably is. So I'm probably just dead. That looks a lot like Invoke. So I am going to die if they draw anything. Okay. So they need to, yeah, I'm just dead. I need to find Duress. Or the like 2/2 of thing. Yeah, I mean, they just had an answer to my engines. And then just won because neither of us had an engine. But, like, I don't think they're even playing engines. So my deck should just farm theirs. Like, I probably should have just never put Virina and Kaya in play at the same time. I just kind of forgot what Invoke Despair did. I did not think it would interact with walkers. Or I just didn't really think about the card. It's just weird that a card would hit enchantments and walkers in black. So I don't know what their relevant cards are. I don't know if I have any. I guess Invoke Despair. And so they have Profane Tutor, and they have Druid. Druid is not a reason to play a chant. They don't really have relevant cards, I think. Like, it's Invoke, but like that's not even an engine, so I don't really care. Ruined Halo is actually kind of really good against Invoke Despair, if that's their entire card advantage. Rats are fine. Better than Condemn, for sure. Gaia was bad. Not that bad, though. This Gaia is so bad. You really need the -3 to be relevant for it to do anything. And I guess it is against Grave Titan. I think Druid is worse here. If I stick an engine, I win. It doesn't, and it's like, it doesn't affect my likelihood to stick an engine. Unless that engine is Elspeth. Then maybe. Is it Wrath? It could be. Actually, they probably have Irina or something. I don't know if they actually do, but I do need to play around it because it's kind of the only way I lose. Militus is bad, I think. Aggro Mauling is better. And I don't need 27 lands. I wish I had 27 lands now. So I'm just gonna hope I draw land. Or a Druid. A Druid would be a bit worse though. So I take Duress, I think. It's Duress, Sign in Blood, or Profane Tutor. That's not... I mean, that's a lot of options. So Duress takes Firina every time. I kind of like taking Sign in Blood. They're gonna try to go Profane Tutor and Vote Despair or something, which is not actually a problem, I think. It might just be Sign in Blood. I think it is. Duress is annoying. Like, I kind of just need to find a land, though. I don't know, maybe. Like, they're just gonna answer it with Invoke Despair anyway. And maybe if they're getting invoked, they won't even take it. Dark Ritual, please. Why'd I side it out? I just need lands, really. So they suspend. What is this? These draws are so bad for being mana screwed. Vindicating a black land is potentially okay. What is this? I mean, half my deck is mana sources. If I drew one last turn, I would have just... If I drew a Drit last turn, I would have won. If I drew a land at any point, I probably would have just been winning. I don't know, this is really just an unlosable matchup. But, yeah, if you draw like this, you keep a 2-lander, never draw land, you are just going to lose unlosable matchups. Because I don't think they even have Firina. They probably get it here if they do. No, they don't have it, so this is just an unlosable matchup that I somehow managed to lose. It's just... I mean, I mulled a 6, right? No, I didn't. I should have mulled. Like, there's no reason to take a risk in a good matchup, because any mediocre hand is enough if your deck just beats theirs. Is there ever a reason to Vindicate? Yes, and that's that their creatures don't matter. But they could Druid a Grave Titan, and I need to Guile in that case. I could play Guile in response. Probably shouldn't. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this matchup is losable, other than drawing a hand like this. Like, I guess... Basically, they have to have an answer to every engine that Orzhov has, and win the low-value game. Basically, they have to deny both players' cards, because they're never drawing that many cards. Oh, they actually do have Firina. Interesting. And they didn't take Heliod's. Because of Vindicate, probably. Okay, so they actually can generate value. Why did that not work? So they are playing Firina. Okay. I'm not sure why they didn't play Firina on the Profane Tutor turn. That's probably quite a bit better than Invoke Despair. Because I think they did only hit me and draw 3, which is so much worse than Firina. They could have another Invoke, that's fine though. They draw 2 cards. I play another Kaya. Hope they don't have another one. I'm not sure what other answers to Planeswalkers they could have. Okay, they have Nighthawk. Wait, what did they take with the Remorse? Oh. Okay, they didn't want me to steal the Firina. But I didn't have a land, so... Interesting. They actually probably aren't answering Nikaya. Never mind. I need a abstruse appropriation right now. Or Elspeth, we just win the game. That is not what I need. Am I even allowed to tap out? If I tap out, I lose to Grave Titan. Yeah, this is how you lose unlosable matchups. Well, it's not actually unlosable if they just, like, dread out Firina and you don't. Though, like, Orzhov just has so many more ways of generating value that it's definitely favored for Orzhov. Because the extra color just does not matter as a downside. I could Drit, I'm not going to. Getting 4 life, probably better than making a 1-1. That is why I held up the Guile, which they knew about. So I need an Elspeth or a Firina, and Firina is not necessarily that good. Okay. Interesting that they didn't attack first. They gained 2 damage and lost a card. That's probably not worth it for them. But, okay. This takes Kahira. Probably just Kahira, yeah. I play Kaya because if I draw an Elspeth, it potentially protects me from Invoke. Which means they kind of have to attack it. Also, if I draw an answer to the needle. I have Druid in hand, so that doesn't really do anything other than burn me. That's a good draw. Should probably play the land, because if I draw... well, no, there's no reason to. What could they have? Okay. 3 hits Firina, 4 hits Kaya. What else does 3 and 4 hit? Nothing, I think. At least from my deck. That's a good draw. And they cannot answer it with Invoke. They actually can answer it with Blast Zone right now. Unfortunate. Not like I can just sandbag it though. So I really want a answer to Needle, and I just win if I do that. Profane Tutor. So that could find Firina, I could find Invoke. That is an answer. They discarded Drit. Firina. They have another play. So I could force them to discard the last card, which might be the play. Probably not, because I have Profane Tutor. Drit. It could be a pretty relevant card, but I don't want to let the other Kaya die too. The thing. Invoke. Invoke doesn't threaten lethal, so they aren't going to be baited into that. This is kind of telegraphed, but I also just, if I have nothing, this is what I'd do. So what do they actually want to find here? It's probably just Invoke to get rid of the Kaya. Maybe they want to answer the board. It could just be Grave Titan, actually. It is Invoke. So I sacrifice creature planeswalker. I draw a card. You gain some of that life back. They are kind of close to dead. I'm not going to -1 though, because it is almost never correct -1. Unless it's for life gain, actually. So they are kind of just dead. They have to actually have another Invoke, and I don't know how many they've played. Looks like 3. So wait, is that 4? It's 3. Nayok. That actually could do something. That actually could just kill me. I could stall. Wow. I just run nothing. So if I -2 and miss, I lose. If I 0, I can chump block, but they could have removal. Then I could Profane Tutor For what? Elspeth? Yeah, probably. Could be -1. That's worse, though. It's always 0. So I'm dead to removal. So I need them to not have removal and I win. And they sided out removal, presumably. I'm not even dead to invoke, but I would lose Kaya. So they should just lose. If they don't, so they don't have lethal, so they should just be dead. So I get Elspeth and -3, I think. What else could I get besides Elspeth? Kaya's Guile. That's never better than Elspeth. Or just like a Wrath. Which is what Kaya is, but better. Kaya's, Elspeth's a Wrath that demands an answer. Okay. Did they do it again? It doesn't matter if they do. Yeah. So they just lose to Kaya, or Elspeth. This is about to come down, right? Elspeth. What can I lose to? I should probably be -2ing, but I don't know what I could lose to. Do they have burn? I don't know. I mean, they have invoke. Double invoke. I'm alive if they do that now. I'm still just like dead if they do that, but it's fine. So actually, I definitely should have -2'd. Well, it doesn't really matter that much. So I attack. I think I will -1 here again. What could this be? Nothing, right? They're dead right now. Okay, they're not dead. But they are about to be dead. So they need to gain life. And they need to remove Kaya. Or just gain a lot of life. They also need to deal with the board. So they need to invoke Despair into something. Which they might have. It only draws 1 card though. Okay, it's actually invoke. Do I... I think I could lose the game because of this, but... So I drew 1 card. If they drew Drit plus invoke, they could actually just win. Actually, no, they're still dead. Unless they... yeah. They would still be dead. Okay, they're kind of low on time. Heliod's... So the only thing they have is Fire now, right? They have no walkers for the needle. They have Blast Zone, I'm not going to do that though. And Drit is actually... I don't know. Condemn is bad, I think. Wrath is okay. They have Nighthawks. Rune Taillow is amazing, I think. I think it's 2 drip. So yeah, my deck does just do the same thing as them, but better. Like, really the only upside is that, for them, is that they don't lose to pop, I think. But I don't know, they don't even really have, like, they have worse anti-aggro tools, because they don't have Condemn. They don't have a Wrath that kills everything. The Sand is really good. It doesn't actually do anything, though. It is annoying that I can't turn 1 Duress. Is that actually just negotiation? No, it's Duress. I actually really want every card in my hand. Because I really want to get lands to actually play my Elspeth. This is a land. I guess I'll discard Elspeth. Like, am I ever playing this Elspeth? I guess we're just throwing the game in the trash. Duress? Okay. That's just a Raven's Crime. Plays the land. One of them. Does not play Raven's Crime. And now I am insured against Raven's Crime with my Kaira. And I can play basically everything in my deck, unlike my opponent. So I am definitely winning here, but it is very RNG dependent on top decks. Though I can play everything I draw, unlike my opponent. So it's definitely a favorable position. And I now have a threat. Duress? That does not... Oh, it takes Drit, right? So I can't play Kaya or like Elspeth when I find a land. Wow, that is some really good draws. Okay. I mean, I was in a heavily favored position, my opponent just kinda drew better. Though, it's not even that bad for me. Well, I'm winning, but like I'm winning, but Nighthawk isn't even really taking over this game. Because it's only dealing 2 damage, and I'm dealing 1 damage. That does something. I do this. I'm not entirely sure what I do from here. I could exile it every turn, or I could... Oh yeah, I just exile it every turn, and get my attacks in while my opponent can't. It saves me life. And deals damage to my opponent. It's fine. That doesn't do anything. So this is a 2-turn clock. Another Nighthawk. Wow. It's actually such an insane draw. And I can put them to 1 if they don't block. Like, surely they don't block, because they know it's not lethal. I really need 1 extra damage to force them to block. Go with -2, I guess. I actually kind of like seeing if they will take the bait. I'm pretty sure they won't, but... Wow. Yeah, I just drew... I mean, they just drew double Nighthawk while they were top decking. So So I have instant walker, sorcery land. So I really don't want the creature to die. I mean, I really just need to find any answer to these. Wrath and Elspeth. Blast Zone. I mean, if I draw lands, I am just going to lose. I mean, yeah, my opponent... I do think it's correct, because my opponent's deck just does the same thing but worse. So they make the game into a top deck war. And even though my deck is better at top decking, it's better than actually, like, playing a long game, because they're just almost always going to lose that. And they might lose 60% of the time if they just throw the game in the trash, but 40% is a lot better than they would normally get. So, Elspeth, Wrath. What else can I actually draw? So, I am currently alive, but not if I use Henge, and there's nothing I can find off Henge that does anything. I do want to Duress, I think. I am dead if they answer the Cure. Okay. So, I need to draw something, because I don't think that Henge can do anything, because I'm only gonna have 3 mana. And the only thing that I could find off it that matters is Elspeth. So if they exile the wrong thing, they can lose damage. Hit Elspeth. So I need to find something. That is 1 turn too late. Wow. Actually, it might be more than 1 turn too late, because I don't know if I had the mana. I probably didn't have the mana last turn. But yeah, I just found nothing. Well, they found double Scavenger. Kaya would have worked. Could have gone -3. She actually has or however many power it normally would have. Although it would lose to removal. That would have worked for sure. I forgot to record the first part of this game, but I'm playing an Orzhov control mirror. And my opponent's Kaya is mine, so they can't zero it. And I have 2 walkers in play. I considered playing Duress, but that's a pretty big loss of tempo, and they drew a second Abstruse. I did Duress them on turn 1 or so, turn 2. So they drew both Abstruses after that. So that's annoying. I kind of assumed they wouldn't have it, because normally, well, I don't know how many they play. I think it's like 4. It might be actually 4. I was kind of just hoping they would not draw those, though. So this is dead. They just -1 it now. And they can't replace it, because I would take it if they had it. Okay, they have nothing. So... do I even want to attack it? What if they misplay? Like, what if they decide to zero it? I don't know, the alternative is they just kill my tokens, so I'll just attack it. So I have something going on, I guess. Oh wait, I forgot about that. So I am going to do nothing about this. I'm gonna make a flyer. And gain life, I guess. And gain life with vent. That's a good draw. Perhaps at some point I will draw my own Abstruse and take my Elspeth back. Discard. Wait, how'd they have a Plains? Oh, they discarded Kaya's Guile to something, I guess. So I play Firina. And I think I'd rather put Kahira in hand, because my opponent could draw Kaya. And I will attack the Elspeth, because I can't let them ultimate. It's fine. That means they have less things in hand to protect from Kaya. But they are getting closer to ults. So if I play a Wrath, I can't actually just attack it. Okay, they ripped Kaya off the top. That is annoying. So if I draw a Wrath, I can attack with Vent. There's a Wrath. Oh, I actually couldn't attack with Vent unless I had a land or Drit. Firina. So I will play a Wrath. Do I Vent? Or do I just play a Firina? I think I have to play Firina. I lose my Kaya, that's fine. Attacking with Vent doesn't actually do anything here. I'd probably attack Elspeth just to keep them off the ult, but if they're losing the Elspeth to do that, that's fine, I think. Losing Kaya is unfortunate, but I have one already, so it's fine. It is really annoying. They drew both Abstruses after I thought seized. They top-decked Kaya at the worst time. They top-decked another Abstruse. Okay. It would be great if I could find one of my 2 Abstruses before they find all 4 of theirs. They already found all 4. Before I found one of my 2. Okay. I mean, Abstruse is kind of just the best card in the matchup, and they drew all 4 of them in the top 25 cards. Nixilis. Okay. They're just gonna top deck every value card in the deck. I would concede, but I think it's somewhat realistic to time them out in this matchup. If it goes to game 3. So I think Kaya is completely uninteractable outside of combat. Kaya's Guile. Only have 5 mana. Okay. So there's nothing that I could draw that could win the game here. I don't think. I would need to get like, well, I guess like double Vindicate plus a Wrath at some point. I mean, I should play it out, but I'm not going to. Lost Legacy is probably bad. Needle is interesting. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Does Rune Tailor do anything? Probably not. So Needle is good when they like abstruse something. I mean, it's good when they have it in play, kind of, and you don't have one in hand. I don't know. It only hits walkers. It's good at hitting the Obnixilis. It's probably good, actually. I think Druid is good here. Maybe it's not, though. It's good with Kaya, but I guess. I mean, this is always a mistake to side out a Drit. Like, every time I side out Drit, I get hands that really want Drit. I mean, that's just any hand with Firina or Kaya. So, yeah, I should probably just keep Drit for the turn 1 or 2. Like this hand. As I just said. Like, turn 2 Kaya on the play just wins. Because they just don't have any possible answers until it's already used its ability twice. Unless they Drit out a Vindicate. Or I guess they could Drit out Abstruse. That's a pretty good answer. Okay, so they are just going to lose to, yeah. Druid is definitely worse on the draw, I'd say. Because your opponent is more likely to, because they're going to have more mana to be able to cast their Abstruse or Vindicate or whatever. So I'm just going to go Duress into Vindicate land into Kaya. Okay, these are actually really good cards for a 4-card hand. Because if I found black land Drit, Abstruse is actually really good. Okay, so we are just going to pretend to play a game of Magic. Maybe now they will concede. They actually gonna play this out? I mean, if they drew Drit, they could Drit out Firina, and that's actually like a decent play. Though I do just have Heliod's for that. Okay. So I can pump the Blast Zone. Actually, I should just play the Kira. Alright, let's trade down even more. I don't care what they have. And if they play land, I'm just gonna -2. And if they play Duress, they go to 0 cards in hand. Why is this deck so bad at winning? I mean, it's only gonna take like 13 turns to win when they do literal nothing. If I have a condemn, I probably should have just taken that so it would end quickly. Now I have 0. Okay, they don't play it. I mean, they're just gonna discard it now. They concede now, but not before. Interesting. Druid is good. Not on the draw, though. I mean, it's still good. I don't know. Wait, I just thought about Kai's guy. What am I doing? Kai's guy was terrible. Yeah, I definitely need to decide that out for Druid. And maybe something else, too. Kai's guy was probably worse than a Wrath. Maybe even... Yeah, probably Lost Legacy, Druid, Wrath. Maybe keeping one Kai's guy. This is a good hand. It has an engine, it has interaction. If I have 2 things... I mean, if I have Duress, then... I don't know. I mean, they multi 5, so... We may have another non-game. They have Duress. What do they take? So, if I assume neither of us have anything if they take Farina. They take Duress, which means we could both have something. It could also mean that I have something and they don't. But I assume, since they took Duress, they actually have something they want to do. And they're just going to lose to Heliod's. Which I played before Firina, if they play a Firina, because they have less cards in hand from mulling and being on the play. This does look like a Firina. I mean, it could be any 3-mana spell, but I don't know what they have other than Firina. Yep. So I am going to Heliod's right now. I would love to have drawn that earlier. This Thoughtseizes. I mean, they didn't know about the Vindicate, so I don't know why they didn't take the Firina. Now they have another one. I mean, they know about the Vindicate still. So, okay. I mean, if they have Duress, they're very much in this. Okay, they are very much not in this anymore. I mean, they could still top deck something. Like a land, okay. I actually... Do I Binding Negotiation? I think I very know. Because I do have Kaya's Guile to attack it. They actually do the land. So I can kill it if they just -2. If they play Nixilis, then that is really annoying. Nixilis is just a Firina, though. Assuming you answer it at some point. So if they play Kaya. Return Kaya would also be nice. And discard the Wrath. Kaya's Guile was terrible, so the alternative is, what, Drit or Lost Legacy? I mean, this is better than that. Okay, I forgot about this. I do actually just take... Wow. That is quite a draw. What do I do here? It has to be abstruse. So, I answered the Kaya. They have some things going on, though. So I make a 1/1. I gain life, probably. So I'm probably killing the Kaya, but I do have some cards in hand. So hopefully they don't have a Condemn or something. Duress would be nice. Okay, I would love to have an untapped land here. I really need this Kaya to die, so I don't just lose. No way they have Condemn post-board. They actually had Condemn in. They're actually playing Condemn post-board, so they actually could have it. No way. Or are they playing abstruse on this? They probably would rather play it. No, they always play Inferno, right? They have their own. Wait, what? Why did they not make me sack it? I thought life was better than having a 1-1? 4 life is better than 1-1? That's not the case, though. Okay, I need them to not play another Kaya or something. Okay. Do they have the land? I would love if they just didn't have an answer to my walker. Okay, that is a good sign. That's Kahira, right? Yes. It's always Elspeth first, I think. It is annoying. I have to get rid of the henge. That's fine. I have a lot of value. I don't really want to mana sink. I mean, that was a really good draw. Kaya. I'm really just hoping they don't have an answer. That doesn't... I mean, if they have Vindicate, they still do that. Just with a land drop. I don't know why they didn't -2 first. I guess because they're not going to. If it's gonna die to my board. Are they going to do anything about this? So they are representing Kaya's Guile. What could this be? They tapped wrong, I assume? Nothing costs 1 white and nothing else for 3 mana. What is this? Council's Judgment? Oh, right, Kahira. So I can kill Kaya, which I should maybe... Oh, that's better. Do I play Kaya and try to find a land is the question. I kind of like that. I really want to get this Kaya down. I just can't attack if I don't win a land, though. Actually, I should have exiled that. Because I always kill Kaya, and then I get to have my Kaya in play. But that's a good draw. Not as good as the Land of Force, but that's obviously very good for me. The 1-1 just is never relevant when I have this many creatures in play. So if they play... I mean, what can they even do? Nixilis does nothing. They need to, like, abstruse the Elspeth. This could be a Vindicate or something. Could be abstruse. Abstruse. That's really annoying. I still have my board, though. So, but I do need to answer this. Which is Kaya. Kaya is an answer. I still have 2 draws a turn, so... Ooh, and I have my own. Profane Tutor. Okay, I just hold up Abstruse, I think. To take my Elspeth back. This Nixilis just does not do anything. Because it just dies to my board at any point. Oh, they can't even play it. They have to play Nixilis, which just dies. Well, I do have to remove the wall, but... what are they playing? Wrath, okay. So I'm just getting value. So much value. I draw 3 cards a turn now. I have Abstruse for whatever, so I do just win this match. Yeah, I mean, they just didn't get good hands game 2, and game 3 too. They mulled to 5, which just destroyed them. So this was still kind of a game. I just have more value than them because, I mean, it's probably because I didn't mull, but maybe not. I don't think mulls matter that much in the matchup. It really just depends on your hand, though. Like, the better your hand is, the more you want the cards. But if you have, like, removal, it just does not matter that you keep it. Especially if my opponent is keeping in Condemn. It doesn't matter that much whether you actually mull. This was terrible order, but it does not matter. What do I even want? Is it just Big Kaya? I think it is. Okay, so I'm 3-1 now. This is the 5th and final match of my league with Orzhov control. I don't know what I'm facing. This could be a Cloudpost deck. Potentially Blue Post or something. I think they played a Blue Post deck recently. I'm not sure what this means. I do need a land. I don't think I was allowed to mull this to 5 though. Alright, this is some kind of tokens deck. I have every value card and no lands. Could be Convoke. No, it's not Convoke, it's just tokens. Or just a Selesnya aggro deck. That seems likely. So I'm going to need some lands. And maybe a Wrath pretty soon. Or just a bunch of removal. Okay. I do need to Firina so I can find a land and try to find a Wrath. Drit into Elspeth would also be great. Because it just stonewalls everything, except the flyer. I wonder if they just play around Wrath. They don't play around Wrath, interesting. Oh, they are playing around Wrath, kind of. Wow. Wait, what? This is legal? Okay, so it's Cathar Commando without haste, or without flash. Okay, that is kind of really good. I don't know why I haven't seen this yet. I mean, I think I saw it at some point, but I didn't realize this was legal. Vindicate is kind of pointless, it just kills Benevolent Bodyguard. I think it's better to try to find a Wrath with Kaya. It also saves more damage than killing a 1-1. This is 7 damage, 8 next turn. Probably more. Unless, I mean, they should just put Lyris in hand, probably. Okay, they're just not going to play around Wrath at all. Concede to Wrath strategy. I mean, that's fine, they probably weren't going to beat Wrath anyway. Do they remember the Lyris? So they're attacking that for 3. So I take 5. I needed exactly Wrath, I think. Condemn, Vindicate just loses, I think. Okay, they have Lyris. I mean, it just does not matter. I draw Wrath or I lose. Is it too late for this? Yes. I am dead, I think. Yeah, this is just lethal. It's, 6. Yeah, it's exactly lethal. I'll see if they miss it, though. Because they have to give pro weight to this, and they have to give the counter to either this or Cleric. And it's possible that they miss it. I think it's unlikely, though. Actually, is it possible for them to win without sacking Bodyguard? I don't think so. I think they have to do exactly what I said to win. But it's exact lethal, so maybe there's a chance they miss it. Probably not, but They're thinking. Yeah, they're gonna find it. No? There's still time. Wait, they actually missed lethal, right? Did they? They actually just missed lethal. Okay. Wait, actually I should have looked at Elspeth. Okay, they were all on me. Okay. So the problem is, I'm still dead if I don't find a Wrath, but they did kind of punt by just missing lethal. I mean, there's really no way I win without Wrath, right? Yeah. I needed exactly Wrath. They only gave me one extra draw. Oh, and it was... Wow. I should not have looked. I mean, it wasn't even on the top, so... Now, this should be a pretty easy matchup to win. I just play a Wrath and win, mostly. Because they're just playing a bunch of Selesnya creatures. They have Laris, so no Boromir to worry about. So it's just a go wide Selesnya deck, which should be exactly what I want to see. But, like, it's only 5 Wraths, and single target removal is not that great. So, I don't know. What do I not want? Probably some of these more expensive removal. Like, they probably have some kind of trick like this that I want to... Like, they probably have, what is there? It could be... I don't think heroic intervention is legal. I don't know if they would have something like that. Probably. If I want to play Duress, I could. For, like... there's also a Requisition Raid. Peacekeeper is probably good enough. Could be difficult to actually... Like, it might not actually work early in the game. So I get rid of something. Kaya's Guile is kind of bad. I don't want to get rid of that. Is it Firina? Might just be Kaya. I think it's Firina. Like, I think it says a lot about how good Drit is that in all of these other matchups I played, Drit was a really good card that I always wanted to see, at least in the early game. And now I'm facing my best matchup for Drit. Those were my worst matchups for Drit. Those were the worst matchups for Drit, and I thought, and I always wanted it. But, like, it's not that much better against aggro because you don't really care that much about Kaya. I do have to wait a turn to play this because they could just not attack. Do I condemn, actually? Probably should have thought about that. Yeah, I should have condemned. There was really no reason not to. Now I just play the Firina. I probably should have just played the Peacekeeper anyway, because I would have been able to play Firina plus condemn if I waited. Yeah, I did this all wrong. It shouldn't matter that much. Thorn, that's fine. I'm gonna have plenty of mana. That's annoying. Do I -1 with Kaya? Or do I even play it? Probably... I guess I play it. Could have a Requisition Raid or something. Fateful Absence. That's annoying. If I zero, they're just gonna upkeep it. There's no reason to -1 though. I might as well make them do it. These lands are terrible. If they don't attack, they can take the Peacekeeper by using pain lands. Oh, I need to wait. They actually let me Kaya. Okay. And they let me use the draw at a good time. Is that the human card? Why is that a human? Okay. Okay. I actually could lose this. Okay, that's a good one. I'm not even close to entwining it. So I make them sack a creature and create a 1/1 probably. The discard whatever their last card is. So I can abstruse a 1-drop and play it. If they bodyguard, they just get blown out. I don't love that. I'll just go Kaya's Guy will condemn. It is nice that Abstruse ignores Benevolent, though. Wait, that's not what I thought it was. What is this? That's annoying. I thought it was the human card. Create X 1/1s, where X is the number of humans you control. Take out Bodyguard, that's fine. Flare of Fortitude. So, there's actually a play where I just play Abstruse. Wait, actually I can't even play Abstruse. Never mind. So they sack something. They lose Gadok if it's Bodyguard. And it is. Why is this multicolored? So I have to sack this now. When I could have traded. Kill Gadok. Okay, I just play Wrath. Stop them from getting Horn of the Mark value. I can play Luris soon. That's fine, I can steal the Luris, play Peacekeeper. So they discard the non-Luris card probably. Could be a land or something. Alright, I knew about that. I probably just abstruse the Luris and play the Peacekeeper. They're getting back Benevolent. Actually, I should see if they think it's Orzhov. Because there's no downside. They knew. Alright, let's see what this is. Luminarch. So I can't actually try to kill my opponent. Yet. I really don't want to connect with a lifelinker. Heliod's good? Not really, right? I have Thorn, that's fine. Rune is potentially decent. Because they have... I mean, they're just playing like a mono white deck. With a couple of green cards, I think. Like Gadok, mostly. So what's bad here? Is it Kaya? Might be another Firina. I do need some kind of value as a thing, and Kaya is good at getting killed. They don't have burn, so Firina is fine. They do have Flare, which I now know about, so I could get blown out when I play a Wrath. I don't know if I can really play around it that hard, though. And if I have Thorn, then they have to hold up mana, so... Okay, I have a Wrath, I have a Condemn, I have value. I just need a land. And I'm on the draw with a 3-lander, so... Event, okay. So, I just want more removal now. This is really good. The worst thing they can do is Gadok Benevolent. I'm not sure how good Blast Zone is. They have mostly 2-drops for their important cards. They have quite a few 1-drops though. I do condemn this, I think. They just... I can kill that. And I probably will need to Blast Zone. That's an interesting play when I have a Blast Zone. So they're gonna make that a 4/4 probably. Did they not realize I'm about to Blast Zone? I should have seen if they would play around Condemn. I assume they wouldn't if they're putting a counter on it, but... So... they actually could have Flare. Which means I should always do it right now. Well, I mean, not always, because if they don't have Flare, I want to wait for them to play a card. I would like to Wrath. So if they had a Flare, they would have used it. Wait, no. They couldn't have used it. Oh, there was no reason to play around that. This is annoying. Wait, how... I'm dead. If they... Okay. I would have been dead to a white land. Well, no, because I had Vent. So next turn I go Kaya. Hopefully. There's Lyris, hopefully. Okay, good. I should just win now. I could have potentially played the tap land so I could Elspeth. That would be a bad play, I think. Wait, no, I couldn't play Elspeth because it's 7 mana. So they can potentially play Gadok, not that it matters that much. So I'm gonna have Event plus Condemn. After playing Event. Oh, I can't answer that, that's annoying. Should I have Student of Warfare? Okay, that's pretty weak. So I get Gadok or Luminarch. I would love to do this for 6. Oh, I just Wrath, okay. Okay, that's just game. Alright, I mean, this is just the best kind of matchup you can have, a creature deck without burn spells. I mean, any control deck, really. But, I mean, I guess other control decks can struggle with aristocrats actually doing stuff when they don't have bombardment. So I did do really well with blue-white control against aristocrats last season. It doesn't matter what I do. So I should probably just play the Kaya, or Elspeth. Alright, 4-1. So I ended up going 4-1 with Orzhov control. My only loss was to the mono-black control deck. And I faced two mono-white Cloudpost control decks, mono-black control, the mirror, Orzhov control, and Selesnya aggro. So all control decks, pretty much. And I don't think this is really supposed to be good at control mirrors. It probably should lose to Cloudpost. But it does have game into everything, even the decks like Cloudpost that it should be bad against. Peacekeeper seemed okay against Selesnya. Seemed pretty good actually, and that's not even what it's for red deck wins, because a creature with at least 2 power and at least 4 toughness is really good against them. And that doesn't really exist at 2 mana, except for Peacekeeper. Kaya is bad. The deck really needs another way to win the game. I didn't have any problems with it this time, but it really needs a win con, and Kaya is not the answer. It's too bad. It really needs some kind of win con other than Elspeth, because that's really the only win con right now. The alternative is attacking with Kahira and Shambling Vent, but that's too easy to disrupt. So it really needs something else, but I don't really know what that is. Should maybe play more Wraths in the 75, and potentially less, because it has a lot of really clunky removal spells like Kaya's Guile, so I'd probably cut one of those for a Wrath. Other than that, I like the deck. I think Profane Tutor should either not be in the deck or should be played as a 2 or 3 of, and have sideboard cards dedicated to it. I like the main deck Duress. That felt good. Felt better than Binding Negotiation in the main deck. So maybe I should play more in the main. But that's it. I think the deck is really good actually. I'm probably going to bring this to the 500 because I don't think Aristocrats is very good. Because it kind of just gets stonewalled too easily by creatures, because it just does not do anything when it doesn't draw Bombardment. Against specifically creature decks. I have tried a little bit to do stuff with like Hogak and Altar of Dementia, and Mukatai, Soul Ripper, and there's like Shinx Title, but none of it is good other than Bombardment. So I'm probably going to bring Orzhov control to the 500.